Can we just talk about how soul-sucking credit card debt is for a second? I got my Amex bill, and then I had to pay a vet bill, and then I did my taxes last night, and then I had to pay for all my LLC fees since I'm now a TikToker and I'm trying to hear how much credit card debt I have. But no one really discusses consumer debt. I have $31,000 worth of credit card debt. And as of next month, I will have $29,000 worth of credit card debt.
For next month is $200. I spent it last night doom scrolling. Oh my God. I woke up this morning. I thought it was a literal nightmare. I was like, wow, did I actually spend money on 4 pairs of parachute pants?
Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Michael, aka Mr. Drake Visions, and I am your credit CEO, back with another one. You see the title, you see the thumbnail, so without further ado, let's get back into it.
I saw 2 videos on my For You page this morning. One was from a girl talking about how she wants to normalize discussing how much we have in our savings account. And another was a girl talking about how she wants to normalize talking about how much we have in our 401ks. But while we're at it, can we also normalize discussing debt? I feel like student loan debt and mortgages are really normalized. We talk about those all the time. But no one really discusses consumer debt. I've only seen a few content creators on here say what they actually have in terms of consumer debt. And even I don't say the full number. I say 5 figures. Well, here we go. I have $31,000 worth of credit card debt. And as of next month, I will have $29,000 worth of credit card debt. And when I first started my no-buy journey, I began with $45,000 worth of credit card debt. It might have been closer to 47, but it was insane. I don't have the exact number, but that basically means that within the last 6 months, I've paid off roughly like $12,000 to $15,000 worth of credit card debt. Now let's talk about my other financials, because although I have debt, I am not destitute. I'm 35 years old and I have about $30,000 in the stock market. I had $105,000 in my 401k. I have since done a 401k loan to pay off a good deal of debt. That's about $24,000. So I took $24,000 out of my 401k temporarily, but I'm paying that back. I also contribute like 14% of my salary to my 401k. It's like a really crazy number. And I had almost no short-term savings up until like very, very recently. And I now have around $1,500 in savings. And I've upped my contribution to my savings every single week. I put $250 in my savings account. And my goal is to not drain that at all when I go to Paris in November. But yeah, there you have it, folks. I have $31,000 in debt. I hope my parents don't see this because they will call me screaming. Oh, I forgot to mention, I also have $0 in student loans. So it's looking like once I'm out of my consumer debt, I will be actually in pretty good shape financially. My goal is to have like $15,000 in savings this time next year. I feel like I could hit 20. Let's go for 20. I want $20,000 in savings by this time next year. Anyway, here's to normalizing discussing finances.
Those was a lot of numbers. Welcome to Doom Spending, by the way. Hey, a little new thing I got going on for y'all. But did she say she had $15,000 in savings and she's still in debt? Let me explain what I mean when I say this. If you got $15,000 in savings, but it's not in your 401k, it's probably not making that much money. Maybe 0.001% interest. But if you got that credit card debt still, you still pay interest on that money. You understand what I'm saying? So why don't you take that 15K and put it towards the credit card debt so you can pay less in interest, so you can eventually pay it off faster and, save money. And if something come up, you can just swipe the credit card again, emergencies. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't suggest it, but yeah. All right. So now let's get to all these numbers. Bro, you about to go to Paris. Now, maybe I missed something, and I maybe she said like she already pre-planned a trip or something to Paris, but you about to go to Paris with that much debt? That's insane. But I mean, I guess we normalize living with credit card debt. Maybe it's, we just treat it as just another bill. But let me know. I got a question for y'all though. Did y'all like the bigger screen, me just watching the videos, or do y'all want me to go back to little screen? Because I'm thinking I can react from the big screen and not this big screen. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to take the video down. Y'all let me know in the chat which one y'all like better. And let's go to this next video. Should be good.
Keeps talking about how millennials and Gen Z are just like doom spending money, about how basically we're like, everything's pointless at this point. Our money's all fake. The system's screwed. So we're just going to treat ourselves. We're going to buy the things that we want. And we're just kind of, have a little bit of fun. And that's why we haven't fallen into a recession. And I just find it hilarious how this is being attributed to Gen Z and millennials when I'm pretty sure this started with the boomers. Our government's like $30 trillion in debt. And who are all the people in charge of the government? All people from the boomer and the silent generation. And people keep wanting to paint that us millennials and Gen Z are being irresponsible with our money. Well, we're just taken out of the page of the people who raised us. We saw they got to have a bunch of fun with a bunch of money that wasn't theirs, so why don't we do the same thing? Because you know what, at this point, everything's screwed. Listen, this is absolutely not a solution at all. Like, this isn't going to fix the problem, but we're just so fed up with how this has just been shoved to us. Basically, hey, the previous generations bought all this stuff and here's the bill. We're kind of doing the same thing, but we don't get to pass the bill off because it's still going to go as our debt, not someone else's debt.
Big screen. All right, man. Look, why don't we just call a spade a spade? Hey, we all messing up. And I don't think it's a way we can get better, to be honest. I think naturally humans have to have something to work towards so we won't get lazy and out of shape and stuff like that. Right? Am I right? So why don't the government just go ahead and call a spade a spade? All these credit card companies, you know what y'all can do? You know what you can do? The government can just pay those people all our debt money. Like, hey, look, we about to give y'all $1 billion. Go get out of here and go live your life somewhere. Just, shut down all the credit companies. Just shut out all the cards and stuff like that. Let everybody get a fresh restart and let's try to work this thing out the right way. Can we get along like that? Nah, that's might be the too far fetched. But in the chat, man, let me know what y'all think we should do. Should we let the people in credit card debt suffer and then the people who are responsible live the life they want to live? But I don't even think the people that saving money really living the life they want to live because the bag of chips is like $3 at the store now. You know what I'm saying? So that $100,000 you making now is $40,000 in disguise. Let's get to the next video.
How soul-sucking credit card debt is for a second. I've been feeling so motivated this whole month, and then I got my Amex bill, and then I had to pay a vet bill, and then I did my taxes last night, and then I had to pay for all my LLC fees since I'm now a TikToker and I'm trying to pay taxes on it. I just feel like it's always something. I have cut out all unnecessary spending, and it's still not enough. I have extra income coming in from TikTok, so thankfully everything will be paid for, but I feel like I am skating on such thin ice financially all the time. I am like an eternally optimistic person, so I will always try to see the positive in a situation, but I just want to vent for a second about how tiring it is constantly walking on a knife's edge with my debt. I have a few things going in my favor, and while I do owe on my federal taxes, I am getting a bit of a state refund, so I'll like net out zero there. But I still have to pay all that money up front, which means I need to drain my savings account of all the money I set aside for Paris. I did a video recently about like my Paris wish list, and it's really starting to look like I'm not going to be able to buy a single thing on it. I would give anything for just the slightest bit of wiggle room in my budget because it is exhausting constantly having to think about, well, if I buy this, can I afford this? If I buy this, can I afford this? And I understand that I am like extremely privileged with my career and my ability to pay down debt, and that there are people who are extremely less fortunate than I am. So I'm not minimizing their situation in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying that like, it's hard. It's frigging hard. My one saving grace is that the Paris trip is already paid for. I paid for that months ago, so I don't need to worry about how I'm going to afford to pay for the trip itself. I just need to worry about food and things like that, like money for activities, etc. So I do kind of want to like check myself and remind myself that I'm incredibly privileged to be able to do this. And I want to like, who cares if I can't shop there? I'm not shopping for the rest of the year. This isn't going to change anything. It's like a week. I'll survive. It's literally not that big of a deal. I just want like 1 month where I don't have like a credit card bill like this on me at all times.
Big screen. Hey, man, she said she about to go to Paris. She don't got no money to eat. Is that a girl thing? Is that a girl thing? Like you just go out and don't have no money to eat or do nothing. And then you just meet a guy, then you get drinks and get some food, or you just call somebody from your phone. Is that a girl thing? In the chat, let me know if that's a girl thing. So I got a solution to a problem. Make several more TikToks about your Paris trip that you about to go on and you can't feed yourself. That should get some clicks and views, and that should give you enough money for you to prepare and get all these things for a Paris trip. Or maybe, maybe you do got the money and maybe you're just throwing that out there for the guy who about to take you to Paris or the person you're going to Paris with to go ahead and pay for your food. What y'all think? Let's go to the next video. But also, hold on. Before we go to the next video, that was the same lady from the first video. So she is grinding. She putting in all that work on TikTok for real.
Student loans is a silent killer. Things I no longer buy as somebody 30K in debt. If you're wondering how I got to this point, let's just stay. Student loans is a silent killer. But number one for things that I'm no longer buying to try to get out of all the debt that I'm in is nails. I literally haven't done my nails in like so long. Personally, for me, I feel like nails are just one of the biggest waste of money. As cute as they are, The price of them just stack up. I swear last time I went in for just a fill and it came up to like $65. And then on top of that, you have to tip. Well, you don't have to tip, but I always tip. So then it ends up coming up to like $75. And that only lasts like 2 weeks. So yeah, I no longer spend money on nails. If I have a special occasion or like I'm traveling somewhere, then I'll invest and do my nails. But consistently doing my nails all the time, no. Number 2, I don't like to spend my money on eating out anymore. I feel like it's just a big waste of money. Half of the time you go into the restaurant and the food's not even that good and you're paying like $30 for something that you can make at home for like $5. I get it for like the whole social aspect. You want to go and buy like a whole meal, but honestly, just buy a simple appetizer or just buy a drink and you're good to go. And last but not least, I no longer treat myself. I feel like every single time I told myself, like, I'm going to treat myself today, it literally turned into an excuse of me just wasting all my money. And every day turned into an I'm going to treat myself moment. So yeah, those are a few things that I no longer spend my money on. I mean, I still have a long way to go in terms of paying off the debt, but that's for another video. Things I know.
All right, y'all, I'm gonna give this a try. I'm gonna react to this video with the video still on the screen. All right, a couple things there. The treat yourself, I was confused by that. First thing before that was a lot of stuff you was putting on your face. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to do that, but that might be a silent killer too, for your finances. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know your skin dry and you want to take care of it, but you want to save money. You can get your nails done, you probably spend a little grip on that stuff too. But yeah, I don't disagree with nothing she was really saying. But that treat yourself stuff, I think I used to do that too. When I was going to the gym consistently, I used to treat myself to some Chipotle. You know what I'm saying? Get a little bowl, and then it just end up being $30 a week. You know what I'm saying? $30 a week, because after I leave the gym, I need that protein. All in all, I think she's doing a good thing. Getting in student loan debt is kind of insane to me. Most people don't even have a job that make as much as the student loans is for the year. So, example, $50,000 in student loan debt to get a $40,000 a year job. I don't know how long it's going to take you to pay that back. That's why I joined the military. Let's get to this next video.
My budget for next month is $200. I spent it last night doom scrolling. Oh my god. I woke up this morning. I thought it was a literal nightmare.
All right, y'all. I'm about to start interrupting these videos. Because I can't remember my thoughts. Did she just say she spent her budget in one night doom scrolling? Let me rewind that back.
My budget for next month is $200. I spent it last night doom scrolling. Oh my god. I woke up this morning. I thought it was a literal nightmare. I was like, wow. Did I actually spend money on 4 pairs of parachute pants? Yeah, I did. I thought it was a fever dream. Like, last night, I was sleeping so good. And I woke up randomly. And I was like, what to do? Online shop. Great. I did. And apparently I did well. But I got some good things. I got some new pants. I got some new shirts. And I've been re-wearing the same clothes.
Hey, man, let me ask y'all a question. What would you do if your old lady wake up and tell you that she had a fever dream and she accidentally spent $200 on clothes and shoes? But it was a good dream, but she just accidentally spent her money. What would you say?
Clothes since I was like a junior in high school. So I'm like, this was needed. However, not when I like quit my job for June and like don't really have like everything lined up, and teaching already pays you nothing. So really probably put me into debt. Theoretically, of course, I'm really hoping it didn't, but there is a high possibility. And in that case, I'll have a panic attack when that credit card bill comes. But I'm just going to pay it off. Like, did I overdraft or did I not? My budget for next...
She can't be teaching the youth, can she? Like, this got to be a joke, right? Like, the way I think doom spending is a thing now. There's no fighting it now. Our school teachers they lose their jobs and they're spending all their money in their sleep, and then coming on here and saying, I just pay it, whatever. Did I overdraft? I don't understand. Stay away from something like this, y'all. Hey, look, I never seen something I should say stay away from, but this one right here, stay away from that one, for real. Let's get to this next video.
I have been here so many times. This is in reference to credit card debt and when we freak out and we pay it all off and then we have no money to live off of, so then we go back to our credit cards. Why are more people not talking about this phenomenon? Like, this is part of the cycle of debt, is panicking and trying to pay it all off, and then oops, that was all of your money, and you still need money to live. At this point, I've done it so many times over so many years, it makes me sick to think about what
You're supposed to do that. If you have a problem, you're supposed to do that. But the thing is, you're supposed to live below your means after you spend all your money. Like, hear me out. You spend all your money on your credit card, take care of your necessities. Now you don't have no money to go out and spend. But wait, most people take their credit card and said, I just swipe it this time. And then this time end up being $300 for the whole month. And then you back in the same situation. Let's continue.
I put myself through, what I withheld from myself, the stress that I was under, the things that I didn't experience because I was punishing myself for having some credit card debt. And now I look back on it and I'm like, oh my God, like $2,000 in credit card debt, like that was not a big deal. I did not need to put $2,000 onto that credit card debt when I was only making $30,000 a year. Like that.
I'm so I'm so disappointed right now. I can't do that but laugh. Bro, she said $2,000 ain't a lot of money when I make $30,000 a year. Come on, man. But I know as a CEO of credit, man, I know exactly why she feel this way, and she feels like she's punishing herself for taking care of her responsibilities. Did y'all just hear what I just said? She's punishing herself because she's taking care of her responsibilities. That's what she's thinking in her mind. She's like, my God, I don't know. I feel so bad. I just paid all my money to my bills. Let me go buy myself some ice cream or something. You know what I'm saying? Like something weird. Like, let me take myself out to eat. Let me go buy a pair of jeans. Let me go. Man, come on, man. We adults, right? Let's keep going.
$2,000 would have served me so much longer in a spending account, in a savings account for something like Christmas, and just continuing to pay the minimum payments on the credit cards. I have paid off a lot of credit cards. I've been debt-free multiple times, and I will continue to be in and out of debt for the rest of my life. So chasing the complete debt-free idea is just not possible right now, and it is so important to have spending money so that you do not continue to plummet yourself into more debt just paying for necessities.
Big screen. All right, man. I had to come back for the big screen for this one. All right, so realistically, what she's saying don't make sense, because if she put that $2,000 into a money market account, best case scenario, she make 4% interest on a high yield savings account, 5 at the most, maybe some Goldman Sachs or something, 5 at the most, right? That credit card is racking up 16 to 21% interest every month. So she gonna make the minimum payment to that. She gonna be losing money trying to have money in her savings account. But if you can just have money sitting in your savings account, that means you could have paid off that credit card. People will literally make an excuse for everything. I don't fault her for not having like super high financial literacy, but I mean, I don't know, man. I just hope she figure it out.
So this is not to be pessimistic. I'm just a realist. But do not feel bad for doing what you have to do in this economy.
What you mean by that?
I've been seeing people post about how they had to give up their new car, or how they had to go back to a 9 to 5 after doing entrepreneurship, move back in with their parents. And I know that it sucks. I just wanted to stress to you that it's not your fault. It's really the economy. As a millennial who lived through pre-pandemic and then now, it was totally different. Yes, I was able to pay off my car, but my car note was $300 a month. It was only $16,000 for a brand new car at that time. You can't find a brand new car for that price anywhere. Another thing too, when I was paying rent, it was $800 back in 2017, 2018. And that was for a 3-bedroom. That same apartment right now is $1,400 a month for a 1-bedroom. House prices, I could literally write an essay. I could write a book. The interest rates, of course, were way lower, but the house prices were not.
You should do another TikTok.
Not crazy. I bought my house for $165,000. The houses in my neighborhood right now are going for almost $300K, which is crazy. I say all that to say you can't take accountability for things that are just simply not your fault. Jobs are not paying that much. The economy is going up. Eggs are $31. So when it comes to doing what you have to do to survive in this economy, do not feel bad. It's just a sacrifice.
I get what she's saying, man, but I just think we got a bad draw. That 2019 was like insane. Can't prepare for it or nothing. So that's why my dad always say stay ready so you don't have to get ready. I didn't have much money saved up, but I bought my house before then, and I had investments before then. Of course, all my investments went up. I made a little bit of money, but it was a sad time for everybody, and for the people who wasn't prepared and people who are just trying to figure it out, especially the kids that was in college trying to come out of that thing. High school and college coming out of that, and then having to sit in your house for a whole year had to be devastating, and then not being able to get a job because you couldn't even go nowhere. So you just sat there on your degree and then still got to pay it back. Let's get to the next video.
Credit card debt is not fun, okay? I have so much money on my credit cards. They're all pretty much maxed out. I couldn't keep up with the payments, and I think almost all of them, my accounts are closed. That's not good, but I will tell you this, it's like going through a detox because things that I would just be like, oh, I'll just put on a credit card, I can't do that anymore. Those accounts are closed, those cards are gone. The only money I have comes from my paycheck, and that money goes towards necessities, which is the big thing that I've had to learn to differentiate the needs from the wants. So all my friends get to go do fun things. I am having to pay off credit card debt. It has taught me to be content with what I already have. It has helped me utilize places like the library. It has helped me declutter because I've had to sell things to make my bills. This is probably like the worst year of my life financially, but I think I've grown up a lot and I'm kind of happy about it.
Big screen. All right, man. Let's dig into this one. We never talked about how your friends have the money to do the stuff that you want to do, but you still try to hang with them anyway. I never thought about it really, because I think that's more of a girl thing than a guy thing. Because a guy thing, we'll just go shoot pool or something like that. Maybe just chill around and play 2K or play video games. But like going out to the bar and having fun. I like what she was saying because she realized that she had to grow up. It's just sad that she had to tank her credit score like that because now her cards are closing, they're maxed out. So credit utilization is 30% of your score. 30% of 850 is about 185 points, something like that. I'm not sure. Can't really do the math on top of my head. I think it's 165 points. But it's sad that it had to take her to have to get into debt and have to sell some stuff in her house. Like she better go get some donate some plasma or something to try to get some money. But yeah, she should have been closed or cut off those credit cards a long time ago. Try to negotiate with the bank for a lower interest rate or something to just get rid of it. But some people have to put their hand on the stove and get burnt. Unfortunately, there's a lot more people like her in this world too. Let's go to this next video.
Is spending less money one of your New Year's resolutions? I'm Misty Lynch, and today let's talk about a spooky trend called doom spending. Is when we shop to soothe our worries about the economy. It's like doom scrolling, but for your wallet. Over a quarter of Americans are doom spending, especially younger generations. It's a response to concerns about things like inflation or job security. But here's the twist. It's eating into our savings and racking up credit card debt. While it may feel good in the moment, doom spending can lead to long-term financial stress. So what can we do about it? First, create a budget. Know what you can afford to spend without dipping into savings. And two, find healthier stress relievers. Like meditation, exercise, or even a good chat can be more effective than retail therapy. 3, focus on long-term goals. Remember, financial security is a marathon and not a sprint. Let's turn this right into a bright financial future. Stay informed, stay mindful, and remember.
A lot of people don't care. And I don't even think it's therapy at this point. I think, is it therapy or is it a trauma response? I think she kind of said it was a trauma response to the inflation and stuff, but then she said it's retail therapy. In the chat, let me know if those two things can go together. But I honestly think people just don't care for the most part. Like old boy said in the second video, he said we seen everybody else doom spending. They just didn't call it that because the economy was better. They had jobs that paid them enough to afford things. You didn't have to have a 2-income household to even buy a house. But I think that's what it's coming down to, man. People, we have to really make better, responsible decisions. But all in all, man, this is a good video, man. Y'all reach out to her if y'all need some help, man. Hey, look, I'm glad y'all watched this whole video and I'm glad y'all sat through it. Hey, if y'all can help a brother out and hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll be back with more content for y'all. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.